Hello my dear friends, my name is Sanne and I'm back with another beauty video. And today I'm sitting here in the blazing heat and I'm gonna do some makeup for you. I'm just quickly gonna put this on because I just want my hair out of my face, I'm sorry. Today we're gonna do a full face of Essence makeup. And I decided to do this because I actually won a giveaway by Essence on their TikTok account. And they sent me like all of the new products from this season, from like the upcoming like spring and summer season. All the products that have recently been added to the stores. I have received almost all of those. So I thought it would be fun to do like a full face using mostly new products. I think it's all new products that I'm gonna use. And I just thought it would be fun to do a full face with it, try out some products because I haven't tried any of these yet. And we're just gonna see. I got all the products stalled out here before me. I'm sorry if I seem a bit distraught at some points. I have pain in my mouth because they put in a new wire behind my teeth yesterday, so my teeth hurt. So if I talk weird, that's why. And it's a literal sauna in this room right now and I have so much to film, and because I'm filming I can't put on my ventilator or open the door or whatever, so I'm sorry if I seem a little all over the place. The factors are working against me currently, but we're gonna get through it. And I'm just quickly gonna start with the products because I want to. So I'm first going to do a tiny bit of prepping, and I'm going to be applying the Ginseng Lip Oil because this is supposed to have a plumping effect, and you know, it would be nice to have my lips a bit prepped to put on lip gloss or lipstick later, and if it plumps, it plumps. That's nice. So let's try this one first. Ooh. I don't know how ginseng smells. I know it's a root, so it must smell plenty because this definitely smells plenty. I don't know if I like that. And it will do a tiny bit of tingling if I'm correct. But yeah, it's starting right now, so we'll just see if it actually plumps my lips or not. So next up I'm gonna prime my face, and I'm gonna be using the new Fix and Last Makeup Gripping Jelly Primer. This one is hydrating and refreshing, and it's free from silicones and alcohol. I have never tried the Milk Jelly Primer or the Elf Jelly Primer, so I don't know what they're like. But you know, this being a jelly primer, I assume it must be developed as some kind of dupe for that, but we'll see. There's a nice handy pump, it's quite a big bottle. It smells very clean, if you know what I mean. Like soapy or whatever, like, but in a good way. My skin is an absolute disaster right now. It has so much texture, so please don't mind that. So I'm just apply that and let it sit for like a minute so it gets a bit sticky. Then I'm gonna be using something from an earlier collection. This is also something you can't get right now, which is the Essence High Beauty Under Eye Concealer. That's just because I want to use some concealer, and this is the only Essence concealer I have. So I'm just going to be using this one very quickly because my bags under my eyes have grown rapidly over the past few weeks because I don't sleep much lately. So it would just be nice to cover this up a tiny bit. And I know this isn't like insane coverage, but it just helps dilute those bags a tiny bit. Also because I'm not sure if the next product I'm gonna use, the face product, is gonna be too dark for me or not. So now we're going into the next new product, which is the Essence Hydro Hero 24-Hour Hydrating Tinted Cream. It has SPF 15 in it, which is nice. It's only available in 3 shades though, which is disappointing, Essence. It's a high chance of it being too dark for me, so for me being a pale ass white person, there's already no shade available for me, but the other shades aren't that much darker than this one, so not very inclusive, I must say. And I'm just gonna blend it out very thinly so it matches my skin a bit better. That's the ease of a tinted cream. It doesn't give like insane coverage. It is a tiny bit too dark for me, but because it's such a thin formula, I can kind of make it work, but I think I'd rather choose any of my other products over this one. And because this is such a thin cream and because I have to really work it in and thin it out, it doesn't cover up anything. Like, it gives me a bit of an even glow, but the redness in my cheeks is still kind of there. The redness around my nose. Okay, so next we do want to go in and set my face a tiny bit, because I don't like when my face is sticky. So I am going in with the new Banana Loose powder, which is a baking powder, and it comes with a sponge already, which is more of like a powder puff, which is so cute. Look. And I'm just gonna apply that to my face, I guess. I've never used a powder puff before, by the way, so this is very cute, but I don't really know how to use this. It definitely is a mattifying powder, like all the shine in my face is gone currently. Okay, so I wouldn't say the powder is bad, it's just a simple mattifying powder. It does what it's supposed to do. I think I'm just not a big fan of the powder puff, and currently everything looks a bit weird because of that tinted cream that is a bit too dark and isn't really distributed well on my face. So that's why the powder also looks a bit questionable to me. Yeah, that tinted cream is not for me. No, I don't think I'll be using that again. Then next I'm gonna be bronzing my face, which is gonna be new, because I never bronze my face. And I have these new powders, which are Kissed by the Light Illuminating Powders. One is nice and pink and light, and one is a bit darker and more brown. So it doesn't really say what these are or how to use them, because they're multi-use illuminating powders. I think I'm just gonna be grabbing my bronzing brush and going into that second one, the brown one, and just kind of swirling that a tiny bit so I get an overall view. And we'll use that to bronze my face, I guess, and hopefully I'll get a nice shimmery bronzer. And like I said, I never bronze my face, so I'm sorry if this looks absolutely ridiculous and I look like I don't know what I'm doing. It is because I don't know what I'm doing. I think that looks pretty nice, actually. Then I'm gonna use a nice little blush, which is the Essence The Blush, the new shade 90 Bedazzling, which isn't really my usual shade. It's a bit neutral leaning, but I can see this looking nice on my skin tone. So I'm just going in with a small brush. I think this is just a nice, subtle, natural blush for me. I wouldn't say it's anything special, but it looks nice. Okay, so now we're gonna be using something new and fun, which is gonna be these. Like I said, they gave me all shades of all the new things. So they gave me the Brow Like a Boss Ink Brow Gel in all 4 available shades. So I just need to pick the one that's good for me. And I think I'm gonna go for either dark brown or ash brown, just because that fits the color of my hairs. I think I'm going for ash brown first. Let me try that one. It's a bit of a weird applicator. It's also not really a brow gel. It says it's an ink brow gel. It feels more, I tried it on my hand. It looks more like just eyeliner or something, but it's on a weird little brush. So I'm just gonna try the shade Ash Brown. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just on this weird angled brush. So I'm just gonna try very, very slightly. I'm just gonna be coloring in the hairs. It's a brow gel, so I think we're supposed to use it as a brow gel, right? Well, that doesn't look too bad, actually. Okay. I'm actually not mad at that. So now we're gonna go to eyes. I'm just gonna be using an eyeshadow primer that isn't from Essence because I always wear eyeshadow primer when I do makeup. And this is the first time I'm gonna be using this palette, and I want to give it a fair fight, so I feel like I should wear some eyeshadow primer. They gave me 2 new palettes, one of which was the Benvenuti Aroma palette. Please pretend I didn't say it like that. And then also the Welcome to Miami palette, and both of those look very cute. I'm gonna be using the Rome palette today. But I will be doing a 3 looks on palette with each of the palettes because I want to, and I have some ideas on how to use the colors, and I'm very excited about it. But today we're going into the Rome palette. I really like how these palettes look. This is the more neutral one of the two. I'm mostly excited because they already used to have these city trip palettes. My mom owns a few actually, but all of those used to be very neutral. If there was a tiny bit of color in it, it would have been like a tiny bit of a colorful shimmer. The New York one was actually like cool tone purple-ish and grey, so that was a bit more colorful. To me, those were always a bit too boring. And these ones are actually a bit more vamped up with some colors. This one, of course, is still very neutral, so a bit more boring. But the Miami one is very colorful, so I'm very excited to use that one. But I'm gonna be diving into these green shades today and combining it with some brown. And we're just gonna see. It's gonna be, I hope, quick and easy. And I'm just going into that dark brown over here because I want to create some kind of outer wing with that. And sometimes it's easier to apply the dark shades first. So just blending that into the crease over here and then moving outwards. And then just blending those edges. I'm kind of moving it underneath right here. And then we got that brown put down, which is looking a tiny bit patchy, I must say. But now I'm just quickly gonna go into this matte brown shade, which is just a lot lighter. And I'm gonna try to use that to blend those edges a tiny bit better. And then I'm just gonna go into that deeper green matte, this one with the little olive branch in it, which is very cute. And I'm gonna be applying that right on that edge of that brown. Going onto the lid a tiny bit and then blending into the crease. And after we've applied a tiny bit of that, we're going into that matte blue or mint or whatever you want to call it. The shades don't have names, by the way, so I'm just calling them, pointing at them. I hope that's okay with you. So I'm just dabbing that onto the lid. I'm just filling in that remaining part of the inner lid, just blending that into the crease. And I'm just going back in with that green and making sure that green and that minty shade are blended as much as possible. And then adding a tiny bit more of the dark brown in that outer corner, like that. So I've got a lovely kind of smoky look going on with some green in there, not too colorful. Just blending those browns that we used underneath the eye. And then I just want to go in with that inner corner highlight because I want to try that out. Some shade number 2. Just add a tiny bit on my fingy. And that's a pretty nice shade. So I got this going on and I'm just quickly gonna copy it on this side of my eye while I turn on the ventilator because it's getting mighty warm in here. Okay, so I finished the eyeshadow, which I do have some thoughts on. I don't want to go into it too much yet because this is a first impression. And I am going to be filming a proper 3 looks on palette with it. But the thing that I want to mention is I never use Essence eyeshadow. I never buy Essence eyeshadow because it doesn't really cater to the kind of makeup I want to do. I want my eyeshadow to be very pigmented. I want it to easily blend. I want it to easily layer on top of each other. I want insane shimmers. I am an eyeshadow person. That's just my makeup style. And I absolutely love Essence as a brand. Especially for things like base products, concealers, lip glosses, nail polishes, those kinds of things, highlighters, like my favorite highlighters from them. So I do absolutely love Essence, but their style of eyeshadow just usually isn't for me. I did have a tiny bit of issue using these eyeshadows because the deep eyeshadows were a bit patchy and didn't blend that easily, and they weren't my favorite, but the look turned out really pretty. I really like how this looks, but I don't know, the deeper eyeshadows aren't my favorite yet. I still have to film the 3 looks on palette, so I might change my mind. But at this point, the shadows don't really work the way I want to use eyeshadows, so that's just something to keep in mind. I'm gonna go to highlighters. I have 2 highlighters which look nearly similar. This one has a bit of a pinkish base to it, which is very, very light. I swatched it, it's very light. If I'm gonna wear it on top of blush, for example, I think it will still look fine. And then we have this one. I'm gonna be using this one today, which is the Essence D-Highlighter Luminous Glow in the shade 3 Staggering. I'm gonna be grabbing my highlighter brush, which is also by Essence. Their brushes are really nice, by the way. I really like their brushes. And I'm just gonna go into this highlighter and see what happens. Okay, okay. I feel like it looks way more aggressive in my viewfinder than it does in real life, actually. But I feel like this is a very nice everyday kind of highlighter. In the viewfinder, I feel like it's there, it's bam, it's a highlighter. But in real life, I feel like it's just nice and subtle, especially if you don't apply too much of it. It looks really nice. It's just a really nice everyday highlighter for me. Before this, the highlighter had the same size packaging as the blush, which to me is a very nice, a much nicer size, because you're never gonna use up all of this. So let's quickly do the last 2 things, which are lips, and then I'm gonna put on some mascara and lashes. I'm first gonna do mascara, for which I'm going to use, I have 2 options. They have 2 new mascaras, one of which is the Essence Sensitive But Wow Volume Mascara. I secretly tried this on last week, and it's a really, really, really nice everyday kind of mascara for me. And then they also have another volume mascara, Just Better. Okay, this is a very square brush. Let me try this one. Okay, it adds a really nice thin layer without clumping the lashes together, which I like. It makes my lashes look really long. I don't know if you can see the difference. I have barely any natural lashes, so mascara doesn't really show up well for me anyways. Doesn't matter what kind of mascara it is, but I do like the way this one looks. Now let's do some lips, for which I'm gonna use the Essence Soft... I forgot a thing. I forgot one thing entirely. Let's go back. I should have done this before my mascara, because I also got a new shade of their dip liner, which is brown. I'm just gonna apply a tiny bit of this eyeliner. It's because I felt like brown eyeliner would look nice with these eyeshadows, so... Okay, the eyeliner is on. I have some thoughts on this as well. It's a bit too bad. It dries up a lot darker than it looks in the bottle. But I must say, I have some other brown eyeliners that do exactly the same. So I don't know if it's necessarily this eyeliner, but brown just ends up always a lot darker than I wished it was. The dip liner, I'm just not personally such a big fan of the dip liner, because it has like this felt tip thingy, and I would rather have a sharp felt tip pen that's easier to use, or a brush, a thin brush. It's either one of those. I don't really like this in-between thing. It's just because it doesn't give me the precision that I want. I think for regular eyeliner users, it may be perfect and it may be very, very easy to use, but I personally prefer a thin brush just because it gives me a bit more precision. So that's just my thought, but it does look really nice and it looks like it matches the look very well. So I do like it, but it's not my personal favorite. So now let's get onto the lips that we were gonna do. I'm gonna be using the Essence Soft and Precise Lip Pencil, long lasting, in the new shade Honestly. I can't pronounce that. Honestly. It's like honestly, but instead of honest, it's honestly, I guess. So it's just a very nice neutral lip pencil. I also got the other new shade, which is this red one. My lips feel nice and moisturized from the lip oil. They are still very, very dry. It's because of the seasons. It's warm outside. I don't drink much. You can hear my voice being stupid. It's a pretty light shade for my taste, but It does look really nice. It glides on perfectly. It's also just a really nice shade in general. And now I'm going in with the matching lipstick, which is the Essence Hydra Matte lipstick. These are new. I absolutely love this neon pink packaging. And this is the shade 402, Honestly again. They also sent me all 8 lipstick shades, which I am gonna do a little blog article about. I'm gonna review all of them, so keep your eyes peeled for that. There's an interesting smell. The lipstick feels very nice. It smells very interesting. It's not a very strong smell, but I smelled it while I was putting it on. It's a very interesting smell. The only thing I don't like is that it's darker than the matching lip pencil, because then you do have to cover up all the lip pencil, because otherwise you have a lighter edge and it just looks a bit weird in my opinion. I don't mind if a lip pencil is a bit darker than lipstick, because then it gives a cool like gradient effect, but having it be lighter, it just looks a bit weird and makes your lips actually look thinner. That's not my favorite, so I don't think I would combine these two. I think I would combine the lip pencil with a different shade, a lighter shade of lipstick, but this shade of lipstick is really nice, I think. I must say they're not matte at all, like they're just basic satiny or velvet, whatever you want to call it, lipstick. They don't look matte, they don't feel matte, they don't feel drying, they just feel like normal lipsticks. So, and I've had that every time with Essence. If Essence brings out a matte lipstick, it's never fully matte. So keep that in mind. Besides that, the color is really nice and feels really comfortable on my lips. So let's quickly get to the final stage, which is lashes. And I think I'm gonna go for these. I have 2. I got the 2 new styles, number 5 Fearless and number 6 Irresistible. But number 6 is just a tiny bit more subtle and a bit smaller, and I think that will look very nice with this look that we got going on. So I think I'm gonna go for number 6. So we got these nice and subtle lashes. These are cute. I just need to cut them down a tiny bit, but these look absolutely adorable. Let me just cut them down and stick them on for you, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. The lashes are on. The look is finished. I just want to give a few final thoughts on these lashes, because I've had this issue with all the other Lash Like a Boss lashes as well. The band is really thick. It's like it gets a bit heavy on the eyes. It doesn't like twist around your eyes very comfortably, so I usually get like these inner corners that are gonna get loose and gonna stick straight out because it doesn't shape like this. So those are just little things. These lashes look nice. They also look nice together, because that's an issue I've had with other Lash Like a Boss lashes. See, these inner corners are popping up, and not because I didn't add enough glue, it's just because they want to be straight out. So I've had this issue with other Lash Like a Boss lashes, that one lash looks completely different from the other. Like, these ones flow in the same way, they look the same, but I've had another pair where which I only use for close-up pictures of one eye, because they are very pretty, but when I wear both pairs, one pair just stands like this and one pair stands like that, and they look completely different, and it's just really not pretty. So I'm glad these two look the same, but I really need to somehow break these bands because they tend to stick up in the inner corner. I don't like that. But besides that, they are very, very pretty. These aren't as comfortable as loads of my other lashes, and they are very heavy, so that's just something to keep in mind. Like, I think for Essence being a beginner-friendly brand, these aren't really beginner-friendly lashes. Besides that, I think the look turned out really cute. The base is a bit questionable, because I just don't, that tinted cream is just not for me. It just isn't. I especially like the brow gel. I didn't expect it to like it, but it looks great. I really like that. The highlighter is absolutely beautiful. I also really like the bronzer. The lipstick looks really nice, feels very comfortable. It just isn't matte, so if you're looking for a matte lipstick, don't get those. But in general, it's a really nice lipstick. The eyeshadow palette is nice. It just isn't as nice as most of my other eyeshadow palettes, but it's just my way of doing makeup and my way of using eyeshadow. The blush is a nice subtle blush. The lashes are nice, but like I said, they need some work and they're not really beginner friendly. The primer, I don't know, I don't really use primer that often, so I can't really tell if it's like good or not. I need to try that one a few more times, also wearing full-on foundation and whatever, so, but it did make my skin look nice, so that's good. Anyway, this is the final look, a full face of Essence Cosmetics makeup, all budget proof, all vegan nowadays as well, and all cruelty free, so that's really nice. If you have questions about any of these products or want to see more of them, please let me know in the comments and I'll let you know what I can do for you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. If you want to see even more from me, my blog, my socials, my Instagram where I post all my makeup looks, and my gaming channel are all linked down below, so you can check that out as well. And that's gonna be it for me today. I want to thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Toodles!